Warm welcome everyone. Joining with us today, a well-known schools basketball player, a person who started his basketball career at a very young age and also represented Sri Lanka both 5-on-5 and 3x3 basketball, currently the captain of St. Joseph's College and also the most valuable player in under 20, Shehan Fernando. Oh, welcome Shehan, thank you for joining with us.
Yeah.
How are you today? What are you doing these days?
I'm doing good. So I'm having my A-levels in October, so I'll be studying and practicing at the moment. That's it.
How did you start your basketball career? What made you choose basketball?
So I started playing basketball when I was in Montessori at the Mini Basketball Association that was held at Otters. So first of all, my brother started playing basketball and I was just roaming around until he was done with practices. And that's when my parents wanted me also to join the game. And I just started off, and I would like to remind Tony Gunlath, who was my first coach. And ever since then, I started playing for school in I went for school practices in grade 1. I got selected to the first school team when I was in grade 3. So ever since then, I've been playing for school basketball.
Having a lot of sports background in school, namely rugby, cricket per se. So what made you choose basketball instead of those sports?
So first of all, I did basketball, swimming and athletic, all three of them.
All right.
So until grade 9, I continued all three sports. And there were ups and downs where I did high jump in athletics. So where I had to lose my weight and I needed to gain weight again for basketball. And that's when I had to decide that I should go with one sport, pursue in one career. So I chose basketball, and so I fell in love with basketball more than any other sport.
Being able to start your school basketball career in grade 3, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also representing Sri Lanka at a very young age. What sort of commitments did you make towards achieving those goals?
So initially I didn't do any extra practice and all. I just went for my school practices, which we had 3 days a week. I did that practice and I did a small additional practice at home. It was just 1 to 2 hours after practice or maybe before practices. And one thing I did was when we go out for practices, I would just give my 100% and always try out something new and try to do better than I was yesterday.
When it comes to commitments, of course, you have to have the commitment of your family and some sort of background push, you know. What are the commitments that your parents gave you, and what kind of support did your school and your coaches, both Sri Lanka and schools coaches, did in order to get into that position?
So my parents both, they play basketball. So they always, since we were small, they just let us choose the sport we want, although they played basketball. But then me and my brother, we pursued in the basketball career more than any other sport, because my brother also did swimming and athletics just like I did. So I would like to thank my brother, because I chose that sport and I went in that side because of him. And like if he didn't choose the sport, I wouldn't have gone for that sport.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have continued that sport. So yeah. So I would like to thank my parents, my siblings, especially my brother. And when you take our coaches, like I said before, Tony sir was my first coach. I'd like to thank him. And after I started playing for school, Shehan sir was my first coach, and Randima sir as well. So those people, that one circle I had, and my friends and my teammates, I would like to remind them, because I can't do this game individually. It's a team game.
Yeah.
So I always had my family, coaches, school friends, teachers, and my team especially. So I had their support, and I've achieved what I have achieved right now.
Let's talk about under 20 basketball tournament. What was the schedule that you all followed in achieving the championship? Of course, there should be a particular schedule that you all had to follow. What was that?
So we had a school level basketball tournament after like 2 years because of the pandemic and all. So it was really hard, because maybe our school, they didn't like allow us because of the health protocols.
Yeah.
We didn't have permission to do our practices. But first of all, we started off doing some online training, and then we got permission from school to start off our practices, but we didn't have an exact date about the tournament. So we started off 2021 back in November, and we kept on practicing frequently. So we had a normal practices Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So we kept on practicing until we got a proper date, and that's when we had to add on our extra practices, doing morning shooting and fitness sessions, and we went to gym sessions.
If I ask, what was the school which was a challenge in under 20?
Yeah. So our quarterfinals, which was a rematch
between Anand
College, which was a rematch against our under 70 rematch finals. It was a good match in our under 70 finals, but we won by a big margin. Personally, I never put myself down thinking other teams are good. I always have the confidence in my team and my teammates and how good we are. So yeah, the Anand match quarterfinals was
a bit
challenging and a tough match, but we managed to pull it off.
What was your strategy at that point? Was it offensive or defensive strategy?
As in, we can't just win a game by doing one. So I think we should always balance both and push ourselves and give our best in both offense and defense. So our entire team, they supported me and the team and did their best in the offense and defense as well, and we finally achieved what we wanted.
Being in the school's team for almost 12 years and captaining all 3 championships at your age group, how does it feel saying goodbye to school's basketball, since this is actually almost your last tournament? How does it feel to say goodbye?
Yeah, so I mean, any school player would like to finish in their school career and just finish it off and not play for the school anymore. So before even the tournament started, our teammates, we were talking, the last year players, like, you know, we'll be done after this year. We were actually sad about it, but I mean, everything has an end. So I guess this tournament was the last tournament we played, and I just wanted my last school career game to be successful. So I mean, although I'm sad, in a way I'm happy that, you know, I have a successful school career.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I'm sad, but you know, everything has an end. So I will just take the victory, and you know.
It was a successful end indeed. Now that you're stepping into club basketball, how does it feel saying goodbye to schools basketball and stepping into club basketball? A huge step. What are your personal commitments? What sort of a plan do you have towards getting into club and nationals actually?
I mean, like, although people say that Sri Lanka basketball isn't good as any other international country, I mean, there's a difference between school basketball and club basketball. There's a huge difference. So we can't just play our same school game and just, you know, highlight among the club matches.
Yes.
So we need to practice 2 or 3 times that we did in school. So right now I'm practicing as much as I can to be better than the elder IRs who have been playing for clubs and in the national team as well. So it's something different, and we should work pretty hard than we think, and it's not something easy. So yeah, so working hard would bring you results and can make you, you know, be highlighted among them as well.
Soon after your A-levels, you'll be focusing on national, is that so?
Yeah.
Finally, what would you say to your fans, the junior basketball fans? Obviously, you have so many fans, the juniors, so yeah.
So I would like to tell everyone to work hard as they can, push themselves, and to not put themselves down whenever someone says something or you don't get a chance to show yourself or get selected for a team. Just always push hard as you can and go off your limits. Don't stick into a point and don't have barriers in life. Always go and do more than you can. So yeah, always push yourself and work hard, and do it individually as well, not only the normal practices. Just do something extra and be extraordinary.
Thank you, Shehan, for joining with us today I wish you nothing but the best for your future endeavors. That is Shehan Fernando, the captain of St. Joseph College. This is Tarshu Vijayamanan signing off on behalf of the Papare.com.